I'm very pleased to be here on My Magical Thing with the excellent and awesome Bernhard Reicher, magician, writer, teacher, co-host of the Reicher and Stark podcast. My friend, it's lovely to have you here.
Thank you, Julian, for inviting me. It's an honor and a great pleasure.
You're very welcome. Bernhard, could we see your magical thing, please?
Yes, of course.
Oh.
But that's not my magical thing, actually. It's a physical representation of it, because my magical thing is an imaginal one. Mind you, that's not imaginary, of course. The imaginal is very real, albeit not tangible. It's a little bit like smoke. It's a world in between our material world and the purely conceptual divine. It's, the imaginal is the world of dreams and prophecies and visions and inspiration. It's where we encounter archetypes and spirits and stories. And the Sufis called it Alam al-Mithal. Carl Gustav Jung described his journeys into the imaginal in his famous Red Book. And I've got a base camp, sort of a base camp in the imaginal realm, an enchanted castle. And I know how to enter it, and there are many rooms in this castle, and in one room there's a big mirror that's also a doorway. And if I go through it, I find myself in a secret passageway, and that leads me to some stairs, and I climb them up and up and up, and I enter a beautiful room. It's a study. And it's nested on top of the tower of the castle, and from it I can see the otherworldly surroundings of it. But also in this room there are many magical objects. There's an astrolabe and some alchemical sort of stuff, and there's good whiskey and books, of course. I love books, and they're all about magic and symbols and mythology. And there's one very precious book. When I open it, I can enter it. I can go into it. It's a little bit like the TARDIS. It's bigger on the inside. And inside of this book is the biggest library imaginable.
Mm-hmm.
It has got all of the stories in it. Every story that has ever been told by any human, or written, or dreamt. And it has got every book that has never been published or was lost in the fire. And there are also other stories as well, the stories of the animals they tell, if we would listen. And the legends of the plant kingdom, the wise tales of the trees. And it's got all the cosmic jokes of the mushrooms. And it's got the ancient sagas of the stones and crystals, all of it. And it's got all the stories of the fae folk and the spirits and the angels and demons and the gods for all eternity. And within this immense library, at the background, there's a pedestal. And on this pedestal, there's a book. And it looks quite like this one. And this book is the most special one. It's magically beyond imagination. This is the book I must never read.
And so this is the physical representation,
Yes,
appearing, jutting into our reality of the
Yeah.
book you must never read. Well,
Yeah.
please don't open it now.
No. I'm not allowed to.
Bernhard, thank you very much for taking us on that magical, imaginal journey into the castle, through the stairs, into the tower, into the library, and then into the book that contains everything. Amazing, my friend. That's truly delightful. Can we have another look, just with it closed again?
Yes, of course.
There it is.
Don't
open it. Don't
It's a black book. for people who know Aidan Wachter's work, it's maybe some sort of this, but it's so much more than that.
That's amazing, my friend.
It's you know in my notion is like we are writing stories as much as they are writing us. Reality is a story, and we are being written as we write these stories. For me, stories are beings, they're entities, and they live in us as well as we live in them. And so reality is a product of our storytelling. And by writing our story anew, we can create a new reality.
Thank you for weaving that story, and thank you for sharing your amazing magical thing, Bernhard Reicher. It's really appreciated, my friend. Good to see you again.
It was a great pleasure. Thank you, Julian.
Okay, cheers. Bye-bye.
Bye.